Hi, I'm David Patterson. Today we're going to make the most amazing cabbage recipe. It's become a fixture in our household and I think it will be in yours once you try it. So today we're cooking cabbage, and I know that you're probably thinking cabbage is not the sexiest of all vegetables. However, when you cook it like this, it's gonna be something that you want to eat constantly. It's great as a main course, as a side dish, really in any way that you wanna eat it. So we're gonna cut this in half, and then we're gonna remove the core from it. You wanna make sure you have a really sharp knife. And so what we're gonna do is sort of come in here, and you don't have to get the whole thing out, but you wanna make sure that you get a lot of it out because it is, one of the harder portions of the vegetable. But if you have a little bit like that, it's completely fine because it'll slow cook and sort of be a little crunchy. So you just wanna take them out like that. And then the main thing you want to do is you don't want to try to cut it like coleslaw or something. You want to cut it into these large pieces like this. And this is also what makes it fairly easy to deal with. And it's something you can put together pretty quickly. So the beauty of this recipe is the simplicity. And so it doesn't take a lot of ingredients. It mostly just takes time and a pretty hot grill. And so the first thing we're going to do is add oil to our pan because we don't want it to stick. Right? And a decent amount of oil is good. And then what you want to do is take these large pieces of cabbage like this that are almost like a steak, and you just want to arrange them around in your cast iron like this. So you just layer it in like that. The next thing we're going to add is we're going to put some plugs of butter on it. So I would suggest that you talk to your local butcher shop or your local market and try to find a local maker of butter. This is some local Amish butter that we have here, and you see it comes in a large log, but it's unsalted, it's really pure, and it's great for something like this. And so what we want to do is just cut decent sized chunks of it and put it on top. And remember that this is going to sort of melt and work its way down into the cabbage, but it's also going to help it brown. And it's just going to create almost sort of a sauce for it. So one thing about cabbage is it can be sort of bland if you don't accent it with something, and I think our Mopping sauce is probably the perfect way to accent it. It's got a vinegar kick, it's got some spice. Now we just want to add a little bit of salt and pepper to finish. So we have the grill somewhere between 400 and 500 degrees. Anywhere in there will really work. But you don't want it to be too low, but you don't want it to be too hot to burn. Given the heat of our grill, we only want to leave this on for around 40 minutes. So you can see our coals are kind of low. We're just sort of maintaining that temp between 400 and 500 degrees. And it's going to be a good way to just sort of slow bake this to where it caramelizes on top and doesn't burn. All right, we're ready to pull the cabbage off. Again, this is a great side dish, but it's also a great main dish, and that's what it is a lot of nights in my house. We cut it in a way that it has a lot of texture, and so it's not your typical overcooked vegetable dish. So this dish is something that if you try once, I know your family is going to request over and over. My kid loves this and requests it for many weeknight meals, and I think for a kid to request cabbage is really saying something about how great it is. There's something about adding Mopping sauce to a cabbage dish like this. It provides that undertone of vinegar that cabbage and other vegetables like this crave.